All right. So here we go on this how I record into Soundtrap with my instruments, whether that be with a microphone or I plug directly in, so I can record my tracks, lay my tracks down. Okay, Soundtrap, enter the studio, you know that. Here's my Soundtrap studio. We are making music. We are making a new track. I am going to record, I'm going to do my microphone first. So I'm going to record the guitar. Acoustic guitars are recorded with a microphone. You never plug directly in, it doesn't sound good. We'll talk more about that sometime. The sound we're going to be dealing with is coming out of the audio box. I plug into my channels. You have your headphones we're going to deal with, my headphone volume. We'll talk about this mixer button. That's everything you do, you want to do with headphones. You need to have the adapter. If you don't, go into school and get one from the main office or order one on Amazon. I sent you the link in a previous lesson, but all recordings done with headphones on to get the cleanest, clearest sound with the least amount of interference noise. Okay, now, first step is make sure my audio interface is selected. Audio box is selected. Very good. Make sure in your computer, go to your sound settings, your system preferences. I'm on a Mac. Basically go to your sound settings and make sure your output and input are both the audio box. Must be the audio box. My output and my input is my audio interface. Audio box must be or it will not work. I'm good. How you know it's working is because you see that little blue going up and down on the left, purple. That means I'm working. Now, before I can record, I need to do a check. I need to do a mic level check. I have to get the right level. If I'm too soft, it's not going to be a good signal going in. If it's too loud, 80 to 100, then it's going to distort and sound like garbage. All right, I got my guitar. We'll talk about mic technique with microphones and the guitars, but that's not for today, but I've got it close. Right now I want to get close to it. Okay, so I need to go do my volume check right here to check my level. I have, really important, I have an appropriate level going in or I won't have a good signal, a good track to work with in the future, which means my quality is going to go way down and not, my quality of my recording is going to go way down. So this is really super important. You want it to get between, you want to play at like one of the louder points of your song. Don't play really soft because then when you get to a louder part, it's going to distort. So try your best to play with a good medium up level. So I hit start test. I hit 100 once, I think, but in general, I was right around the middle, that 60 to 80, so we're going to call that good. Okay, next, when you record Soundtrap, a microphone, they have predetermined like effects packages for instruments that you're recording in. Whenever you record with a microphone, basically you want to record dry. We don't want any of their effects on what we're doing. We'll deal with that later. We just want the dry, raw voice or guitar, acoustic guitar, or whatever you're recording on the mic. To do that, when you open a new track, you're going to see right here, it says voice. If you click on that, these are, I mean, they have a lot of fun effects you can do for your voice and your mic, guitars and bass amps, drums, strings, synths, guitars and basses. But again, we always want to go, you can click on voice and mic and go dry. If you go dry, there's going to be no effects, and that's what we want. So whenever you record your acoustic guitar or your voice, just do it dry. We'll add effects later. If you do want to put a little bit of effects on your voice, sometimes that feels good to a vocalist, but that's really kind of the only time I would add any type of effect at this point in laying down tracks. Effects come in the next stages of mixing and mastering. Okay, I'm ready to record the guitar. We'll talk mic technique in lessons to come. All right, here I go. Also want to say, maybe you want to record your voice and guitar at the same time. You totally can. Pull up another microphone and mic stand, plug it into channel 2, do the same thing. check your volume levels, turn it to dry. We don't want any effects. And you can do 2 mics at one time if you're playing and singing. That's one technique we use. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to start the recording. I have my metronome. I'm going to use metronome as on. You're not going to hear it, but you'll get to watch. It's clicking. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. I hit stop. Okay, let's take a listen. Acoustic guitar, getting it back there, ready to go. I turned my speaker on. I wanted to hear it out of my computer speaker. So I went in and changed that audio setting. But typically you would just hear it right back in your headphones. Here's what I recorded. I can turn that metronome off. Okay, now I'm going to record my voice. So I want to go make a new track. New track. That new track is going to be a microphone. Check my levels. Test it. Oh, here I go. This is going to be kind of hard, just a sec. 'Cause I'm free, free falling. Okay, you'll notice, hopefully you saw it, I got to like 100 at one time, but it was a pop, vocal pop. Mainly I was in the middle. 60, you want to be right around in this area, 40 to 80. So that was good. Effects, get rid of the effects. I don't want any effects when I... With voice, you can a little bit, but I like to go dry. Some of you might like to do it with effects. Actually, sometimes I do too. But instruments are always dry. Okay, let's see. Check, check, check. Okay. For when you go to record voice over other instruments, you want to turn this level, this level all the way down. That's what creates this little echo latency. So that's really important. It was driving me nuts and I just figured it out. So now when I go to record, you're not going to hear, but I'm going to do it. All right, turn my metronome on. I want that on. I'm going to start recording. 1, 2, 1, 2. 'Cause I'm free, free falling. Oh yeah, Tom Petty. Stop. Okay, I turned my internal speaker on so I could let you listen. Now I have to go in and I turned that down, so now I gotta set a volume level. All right, let's play it. 'Cause I'm free, free falling. So as you can hear, the audio qualities, it's just fine. It's quite all right. Next, I am going to record an electric guitar. And electric guitar players, you can plug directly in and use guitar processors they have. They're fine. They're not great, but they're there to explore and to play with. Depending on where you are at, what level you are of a guitarist. Typically, the better you get, you're going to have your own gear. You're going to go out your effects processors. You're going to go line out from your amp, depending on what sound you want. But for purposes of this, we're going to go directly into the audio box and use their guitar processors, which are kind of fun to play around with. All right, I got my Strat here. Plugged it in. Boom. Boom. 2, 3. All right, let's take a listen. I turned on the internal speaker, computer speaker again, so you could hear it. 'Cause
'cause I'm free. Free
Turn up the electric. Oh yeah. So there we go. All right, so there's your basics of recording in instruments with microphones. As you know, you can plug keyboards in, you can plug bass guitars in, microphones on the drums, you can record anything in. But that's going to get you your basic settings and setup to do all of this recording that we're talking about. Kind of your the basics getting started in this. We'll start unpacking all kinds of stuff with how to record, how to get different sounds, what processing to use, blah, 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 that we'll get to here soon. But get yourself going on laying tracks.